Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pmbc meeting for the first meeting for the month of November. We're going to go over our minutes from the last meeting. Has anybody got any questions on the minutes from the last meeting?
No, they look good. I'd motion to approve.
Motion made by Rich Crowley. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion. Brian Pasquale.
All right. Motion made and seconded.
Okay, Rich Crowley, yes.
Brian Pasquale, yes.
Bob Romley, yes.
Bartlett, yes.
All right. We have three items on the warrant. The warrant totals $764,423.85. Vertex has got one for $522.50. Commodore Building, $762,926.35. And CBI Consulting for $975. Have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
I'll second that motion. Brian Pasquale.
All in favor?
Rich Crowley, yes.
Brian Pasquale, yes.
Bob Romley, yes.
Bartlett, yes.
All right, motion passes.
One thing on that, Bob, if I may just speak up real quick, the ones for Vertex and for CBI, both of those invoices are actually for subcontractors or for vendors through us. One is for commissioning agent, and through CBI, that is for the online bidding service that was used for the police station.
Yeah, I
It'd
saw
be
that.
Cheryl that I could reach out to make sure, just to find out if she's paying, you know, Vertex and CBI, and then therefore we pay the vendor, or whether or not that they can just have those set up with the town account if they provide the W-9. So is it Cheryl that I would reach out to?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'll touch base with her in the morning.
Okay, Brian, you got a library update?
Yeah, I do. It's been a good couple of weeks with the good weather. We've had been able to erect our steel. So at this point, they have a couple more weeks of decking and structural steel installation going on, as well as we have our third-party inspector on site who's testing thickness of steel, our welds, our moment welds, as well as Nelson studs up on the deck. We have our utilities into the site property at this point. We had National Grid on site last week. Unfortunately, very little notice, so they did kind of show up the day before and tell us that that they were scheduled for the following day. We were at their mercy, and we did allow them to continue. So at least we do now have gas service into the property, and the hope is that we can get some temporary heat for the trailers for the winter in order to not use electrical heat. The hope is within the next couple of weeks, we'll have binder down in the driveway. We'll let everybody know when we have the latest update with the exact date when we will have that. And currently right now, in speaking with the foreman of the steel crew, we will have a ceremonial beam on site for people to sign for the next couple days. I know we're going to get some pretty bad weather, maybe Thursday, Friday. But the beam will be on site for the beginning of next week as well. We ask that if anyone is to go and sign that, they use the pedestrian gate near the trailers and walk through. I think my cell phone is on the fence, so you guys can call me just to check in. And then we can lead you to the beam. We'll have some Sharpie markers and some decals that are put on from Commodore and the library trustees and the Littleton Library. So the hope is that early next week, the foreman's going to give me an exact day and a rough time where they're going to pick that last piece of steel into place. And we were going to let LCTV know in case they wanted to have an opportunity to kind of take a couple shots of the beam going in place. If it doesn't, we'll be sure to document it and take some pictures and maybe a few videos of it going into place.
Yeah,
A
Brian,
real
give me enough
real
head time on, we'll be able to do that.
Exactly. Great.
Thank you.
A real topping off ceremony. Good.
Trying to, yeah. And speaking with the general contractor, you know, they usually like to cater it and have a little ceremony, but in the circumstances, don't feel like that's prudent. And we're going to, you know, you come at your leisure and wear a mask and no open-toed shoes, and we can sign the beam and we'll get that into place.
Brian, Steve and I walked the property on Sunday.
Yep.
And I don't know whether he touched bases with you. We talked to the neighbor next door,
Yep.
and just so the rest of the committee knows that he was kind of concerned about the view from his house to the building, wanted to know whether we were going to put any arborvitaes or anything like that up to kind of block things off. And there's a light, I guess, on the trailer or on a pole there that shines right into his bedroom at night.
Yeah, I wish he said something earlier. So that same day I called the foreman on site and told him that needs to be angled down, not into his bedroom. So
He was curious about the parking lot lights too. I know this is something down the road we'll end up discussing, but how long the lights are going to be left on, and how much light he's going to be fed up into his area of the house there.
sure. One thing that we might have to discuss with them, and maybe you and I can have a meeting with them as well, is there's going to be a point in the near future where the building is not enclosed and not watertight yet, and there needs to be temp lighting on, and that temp lighting is usually on 24/7.
Yeah.
For safety purposes. So, you know, obviously we can work with the contractor about getting the walls up that affect his view the best to try to block as much lighting that we have. But there will be a point of time where the safety lighting will be up. Hopefully not as directly shining into his house as the one on the trailer right now.
I think just regular lights probably won't. It's the spotlight that was. And the other thing was that tree that's right by the power pole there. Is that coming down or?
Yeah, I've got a quote for it to come down from the site contractor from Cataldo. It's roughly around $5,000 because of kind of how intricate it is with the power lines that are there right now. Did you, in discussions with him, it's very close to his property. Is there what does he feel about it at this point?
He wants it down because it's rotten.
Okay.
There's spots in it that's rotten. So
yeah,
he had no, and I think it's actually on, there's no question that it's on the town property.
Gotcha. So we ended up getting a credit for reducing the size of the duct bank that we were having around those telephone poles. So what I'm hoping is that we can use some of that credit to offset some of the costs it's going to take down the tree. I was looking to see if Littleton Light could do any better with the price. At this point, it doesn't seem as though that's going to be the case. So we'll probably proceed with taking that tree down in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, sir.
Used to build schools for a living, and my last one was in Andover. It was a $50 million K-5. What we did when came for lights is we turned all the lights off at night, so the place went completely dark. With the motion detector to turn them all back on if it needed it. You know, if somebody crossed it. We didn't have a single problem on site. It was so dark that no one could walk in there without setting off the motion detector. So if it worked up in Andover, it could work here in Littleton.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk with the super about that for sure.
Yeah, because you know it's less likely. We found out that it was less likely for somebody to go into that building if there was absolutely no light.
Yep.
Than if there was even lights here and there.
Okay.
Put that on your list, Brian.
It's on it.
Yeah.
Anything on the library, guys?
No, it looked good. I saw the steel going up. It's doing a good job over there.
I was just curious, Brian, is there, I know it's probably a ways off, but do you have a date from the contractor on watertight date?
I will look at, they owe me a schedule, an updated schedule, and I'll send that out to the PMBC. Their hope
Okay.
was to get that done by the end of the year.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Brian, we're
welcome.
not gonna run into masonry problems there, are we? Like the police station?
No, we are not.
Bartlett, you all set? Police station update,
I'm
Brian.
all set.
Update for the police station. I spoke with the general contractor last week as well as CBI at the direction of Steve. He informed us that phase 2, we need to provide him with the proposals for the remaining work of the police station, which we are in the process of doing. So CBI will be putting together the bid package for phase 2 of this project, and we'll be presenting those for both OPM and design services. Back to phase 1, I spoke to the contractor who is on board at this point. We're going through putting a no cost change order for the extension, so that they were supposed to do the work this fall. Now that we've pushed this to the spring, we're just going to do get the paperwork out of the way to let them know that they'll begin when the spring permits. They will be out on site in the coming weeks. We hope to hold a small meeting with CBI, myself, and if anyone wants to join from the PMBC, well, they will clean a small portion of the facade that we know that we're going to be replacing, and trying to get the correct match with sealants, mortar, and the actual decorative block that's going on the exterior of the building. So the hope is once we get that cleaned and that approved, the waterproofing company would then work on some of their mock-up in their shop during the winter. We could go through some of our approval process at that point. So then when the weather permits, they hit the ground running.
Brian, does that second phase have to go out to bid again?
Yes, the hope is, and ideally, in a perfect world, we get that bid package out, let's say in the next month or so. That has to go through the procurement process, and we catch a break by the contractor who's on site for phase 1, doesn't have any mobilization charges, and is able to just put that into their bid now that they're going to be already mobilized, and hopefully we can make some savings on phase 2 for that.
Their second half of that was higher, right, than everybody else, or?
They had some, I think that their cost for their windows was roughly competitive, but it was a little higher than the others. So what I did in our estimate when I did its rough takeoff was I took the higher number for this, so that the town did approve the monies for the higher number, and hopefully we receive better prices on the bids.
So hopefully they'll be able to fall in line with it then.
Correct. And when we had our kickoff meeting, they seemed to be eager to do something like that as well.
Well, they're already there.
Correct. And from the sounds of it, they have a lot of employees that they want working. So they, the more work, the better.
Any questions from members?
Nope.
No, I should take a run by. Is there somebody on site every day at the police station?
No, currently no, there isn't right now. We're going to probably be doing some spot meetings there to do the cleaning and to do some of the matching of the samples. But at this point, there won't be anybody on site until the spring full time.
Brian,
Okay.
the company that did the exploratory investigation, he came up with the right mortar for those bricks. We might be able to get some information from him. The right mortar and the brick code.
Yeah, was that part of the report that we ended up giving to CBI?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
It was they when they demoed the above the windows and stuff like that.
Yep.
He had to go chasing to get the mortar, the right color mortar and the brick. So, I mean,
Yep.
we can,
All of that actually was in the bid package that CBI put together that the waterproofing company has it. So I think a lot of them are the Tremco products. They want to come out and make sure, because it was 10 years ago, some things have changed. So they want to make sure that they get the closest match that they have.
all right.
Great.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah.
One thing I think I said last time, and I apologize, I was on a boat when you got our last meeting, but I need to send you guys the monthly report from Commodore Builders for the library. It's pretty voluminous. It's got a lot of stuff that you guys probably aren't interested in, but there are some good information, some good pictures, and stuff that you guys would be interested in. So I'll forward that along tonight.
Schedule wise, how are they
Oh,
doing?
that's great.
They're doing well. The steel is actually going a lot quicker than they thought. So, barring any really bad weather this week, you know, they hate telling you this, but they think that they picked up a week. So things are going well right now.
That's good.
That's really good news to hear, especially this side of winter.
I know. Well, we just need to keep the 70-degree weather up. We'll be all set.
Yeah,
Good luck.
one thing that we used to look at when we knew a project was going to go through winter is taking advantage of the Saturdays that look good this side of winter.
Right.
Now, in terms of you know, winter conditions, and so we might look at if Saturdays are good, run specific crews for you know, at targeted objectives, and then that avoids some of the winter condition costs that you'll have down the road for those kinds of trades. I would
Correct.
definitely say look at using every Saturday you can and throwing every body you can at it when you've got a good day.
Exactly. Full agreement.
Unless you got
Good.
anything else, Brian, I think we're all set.
Great. Well, thank you very
All right.
much, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Brian.
Brian, take care. See ya.
Member input, Rich,
I'm good.
Bartlett,
I'm good. I'm
Brian,
impressed by the steel.
I'm all set as well.
motion to adjourn.
I'll make
So
a motion to adjourn. Brian,
All right,
please.
I'll second that.
All in favor, Rich,
Yeah, Rich Carley, yeah.
Bartlett,
Bartlett, aye.
Brian,
Brian Pasquale, yes.
Bob Rumley, yes. Thank
Chairman,
you guys. Bartlett, thank you for coming in.
Chairman, good job
Bob,
today.
I have a question.
What's the matter?
When are you meeting the next time? Because 2 weeks tonight is finance committee. I don't know if anyone other than myself is involved there.
I
But
have something on the calendar that says the 23rd. I didn't know whether that was an open night or what.
I don't know either. Okay,
So,
I just,
If I can interpose there, Bob, you have one scheduled, I think, for the 25th.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's the night before Thanksgiving and they didn't
Thanksgiving.
want to meet that night.
I'm just telling you what's on the schedule, kind sir.
And the Tuesday night is finance committee.
That is correct, ma'am.
So
You have the power.
I got the power, huh?
Can make it Monday night that week if you think it's necessary.
No,
Make it the week after Thanksgiving then.
that makes it Wednesday would become December, ma'am.
Yep.
Oh, well,
Well, unless something comes up, why don't we just go until the 9th of December then?
okay.
Yeah, if the contractor needs a requisition approved before then, we can have a short meeting just to approve the rest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
and that doesn't matter what day we have it.
Yeah.
No.
Brian, Rich, you all set with that then?
Works for me. Thank you.
you're canceling your meeting on the 25th then, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I'll record it that way.
Okay. So there'll be no meeting on the 25th.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you
I'll
all.
make sure that the minutes show that the next meeting's the 9th.
Okay. Thank you, Marilyn.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you
All right.
all. And
Thanks
good night.
all. Bye.
Have a
Thanks,
nice
everybody.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Good night.
You too. Take care.